And joining us at the table is Corissa Phillips. Corissa, welcome to the table.
Thank you for having me here.
We are so glad to have you. So today is really, really special because we don't normally have people joining us for the countdown convo. You're very brave.
We'll see.
So Corissa is joining us for the countdown convo. She's with GreenHouse 17. GreenHouse 17 is an amazing place. It is, I want to call it a domestic violence resource. Yes. You all provide all kinds of services to women who are experiencing intimate partner violence and who need help. And so our whole countdown convo today is talking about intimate partner violence, and we're going to get right into it. 6 minutes to talk about it. So let's get it up on the screen. 3 topics: can't believe, can't speak, can't leave. So first up, can't believe. Many times when people are experiencing intimate partner violence, they're in a toxic relationship, they are in a unhealthy relationship, they are in a relationship where they are being harmed emotionally, physically, verbally. They can't believe it. You say to yourself, I cannot believe this is something that I would put up with. And this is a situation that I've been in where I say, I cannot believe that I would put up with this. I can't believe that I would put up being spoken to like this. I can't believe that I put up being treated this way. And you really do. You kind of get trapped, Susan.
You do. I think it's all mental, and in all of the stages of mourning, of grief, the first step is denial. And there's a reason for that, because no one wants to wrap their head around something that could hurt you so deeply. And you can't believe it. It's what I wouldn't allow something like this, you know, to happen to me. I'm smarter than this. I'm stronger than this. This isn't happening. And then especially if there's gaslighting involved, you know, it's all your fault. And that's where the damage really starts happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, and it's so difficult too, because we're all strong women, you know, but it can happen to anyone. You kind of have an idea of what that woman is going to look like. Not at all. It is every shape and size. I've had dear friends that have been victims, and it's really awful.
Yeah. Corissa?
Well, I would say survivors look like all of us around this table.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I would also say that, you know, if the abuse started the first date, the first 6 months, of course, it'd be a lot easier to leave, right? But after years of power and control and being told that no one will believe you, that it's your fault, the gaslighting where you're made to believe things that didn't happen happened, it's easy to be in that situation before you know it.
Yep, absolutely. Up next, can't speak. So this one is something, because when these things are happening to you, when you are being made to feel like you, well, first of all, depending on what's happening, if you're being emotionally abused, physically abused, verbally abused, you feel like you can't talk about it. One, because there's a lot of shame and embarrassment around it. And then you feel like people won't believe you. So there's so many reasons why women or men don't speak up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's an embarrassing thing. Because it's almost to the point where you know what they're going to say, like, why are you still staying? And so you don't want to be put in that situation. But you know, a personal experience that I had, you know, it was a Jekyll and Hyde situation. So when that person was out in public, no one would ever assume that they were capable of that kind of abuse. But at home, it was very real and very much happening. So when I did tell someone, they're like, oh, that doesn't sound like him.
Right.
That's not the person I know, but it's a person that I knew. And and so I kind of felt ashamed and embarrassed for even sharing that one time.
Kim?
It seems like not seems like it is. In an intimate partner violence situation, there's one person in control and there's one person who is not in control. And sometimes people only see what's happening in public. And in my case, I was always the one who was a wreck, and I had another person who wasn't. And people saw that. I was literally called crazy by lots of people. And that this is your fault, that obviously Kim is the problem. And that's not the case. And that is attacking the victim again, which is often female.
And it's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. And that's part of power and control, right? Is convincing everyone around your circles that it's not them, that it's you, right? And then that further separates you and isolates you from folks that you would consider to be supportive networks, because then they're no longer supportive. But what we're doing today, talking about it here in an open space, it destigmatizes that. It makes it possible for others to have the conversations.
Yeah. And then finally, can't leave. People get in these situations where they feel like they are trapped. And I think the biggest reason that people feel like they cannot get out of these situations is because the biggest prison is the mind. The biggest prison is the mind. We feel like we are trapped in our minds. And not only in our minds, but financially trapped, spiritually trapped, sometimes physically trapped. There are so many reasons why people can't get out. And a lot of times, religiously trapped. A lot of times people are trapped in relationships and in marriages because religion tells us we can't leave even when we're being abused.
It's hard. Money plays a big role in this. You know, sometimes people physically do not have the money to move out. They don't have a car. They have nowhere to go. They have no financial support. All their friends think they're crazy. You know, it can be logistically impossible.
And other people think, oh, you know, why don't they leave? Just get a job. You can do this. You can do it. But when you have been abused like that, your confidence in your self-respect, all of
your
it is
energy,
just, everything, all of you is just drained to nothing.
I could just, if I
we're
can say
pushing
that-
through the, we heard the bell, we're pushing through. Go ahead.
But I do want to say this, being in that situation before, you don't have to have money to leave. Like if you don't have to, there will be a door open for you somewhere like GreenHouse 17 that you don't have to even have a plan set up for once you walk out of that door. Someone will help you.
Just getting the strength to take that
Yes,
first step out the door
absolutely.
is the key.
And Corissa, we're gonna let you have the last word.
We know it takes often up to 9 or more times to permanently flee intimate partner abuse. And GreenHouse 17 wants to help you safety plan, whether it's the first time or the 5th time or the 10th time. We want to stand beside you on your journey, and we want to help you find a safer, more stable life after surviving abuse.
Thank you. So that was a very tough, very serious conversation, but we wanted to have it, and we hope that that conversation helps somebody.